senators, and representatives, I have the distinguished honor of presenting.
The Panama Canal is often hailed as one of the greatest engineering feats in history. But its story is not just about engineering. It's about diplomacy, strategy, and the bold ambitions of a rising global power. Today, we'll explore how the United States navigated complex politics to secure control of the canal and overcame enormous challenges to build this vital link between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The Panama Canal promised to revolutionize global trade by cutting thousands of miles off maritime routes. No longer would ships have to endure the treacherous journey around the southern tip of South America. For President Theodore Roosevelt, the canal was also a strategic military asset, allowing the U.S. Navy to quickly move between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. In 1903, Roosevelt offered Colombia $10 million upfront and an annual payment of $250,000 for the rights to build the canal. However, Colombia rejected the offer, unwilling to cede control of such a valuable asset. Determined to see the canal built, Roosevelt shifted his strategy. On November 2, 1903, the USS Nashville anchored off Panama's coast, signaling U.S. support for Panamanian rebels. The rebellion began the next day, and by November 3rd, Panama declared its independence. Shortly after, the U.S. signed the Habeas Treaty with the new Panamanian government, granting America control of the Canal Zone. One of the first major hurdles was controlling tropical diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Under the leadership of Dr. William Gorgas, widespread sanitation efforts, including draining stagnant water and fumigating buildings, significantly reduced disease by 1906. The construction required moving more than 200 million cubic yards of earth. Workers used steam shovels, dynamite, and railroads to carve through the dense jungle and mountains. The project relied on a workforce of 40,000 laborers, many of whom were black workers from the Caribbean. Despite facing harsh conditions and systemic discrimination, their efforts were critical to the canal's completion. The Panama Canal officially opened on August 15, 1914, just as World War I was beginning. Its completion marked a new era in global trade and transportation. The canal drastically shortened shipping routes, boosting commerce and solidifying America's economic dominance. Militarily, it enhanced the U.S. Navy's ability to project power globally. The U.S. controlled the Canal Zone for nearly a century, a point of both pride and contention in U.S.-Latin American relations. The construction of the Panama Canal reflects both the ingenuity and ambition of the United States during this period. It showcased America's ability to overcome immense challenges and secure its place as a global leader. Yet, the canal's history also raises questions about the costs of expansionism, including the impact on the people and nations involved. As we look back, the Panama Canal remains a symbol of both progress and power in the story of American history.